Hi. So here we are with our fourth installment of creating our 24 hours on purpose and with joy. And if we're not in joy, that's okay too. And I wanted to send this out tonight so that we can start fresh tomorrow. So if you haven't watched the first three, it's not necessary, but it's helpful. So just scroll on down and find out where they are. And in this fourth video, for those of you that are current, we are in the bulk of our day now. This is where it can tend to become routine and we're kind of counting down the hours until we get out of what we're doing. I hope that's not the case, and if it is the case, then we just begin to question that. And then, knowledge is always the power for change. So as we're going through our day, the mundane can become holy. The mundane can become purposeful. And that changes by the small incremental things that we do. I can't tell you if you're unhappy in your job on the scale that we're doing this particular talk of how to change that, except for to question the whys and the hows, and to, without, again, judgment, what is making me unhappy here, and just jot it down, write it down on a piece of paper, your phone, wherever you are, that you're consciously thinking throughout the day, wow, this is something that I don't like, and I just had a thought that is something that I might like better. And so we're creating throughout the day our future, but we're thoroughly involved in the present moment of doing the task at hand. And so, for instance, over the last couple days, I've started to do a few things with my house, and so I've had people that I've never met before come over. So there was 2 people that came over for a very specific reason, a business reason, and we sat down at the table to iron out the details. And 45 minutes later, we walked away as professional friends and as friends, and we exchanged stories and we learned from each other, because when I sit down with somebody, I'm not just looking at someone who potentially is going to have a service that I need, whatever that might be. I look at a human being walking through my door. And so as we sat down, I was talking to this human being that was helping me with the particulars of my house. I need a few things repaired in my house. So the conversation could have just been about that repair, but it never ends up that way, because I'm interested in this human life before me, and I am 100% involved with that human life. And we've all got our schedules and we have to stick to them, but that doesn't mean I can't connect with another human being and learn something and maybe give something. And that's what happened. So the 15-minute stop by became 45 minutes, and I left with 2 new friends. And today another situation happened where someone came over to look at something that needs, again, a repair, and that ended up into a 3-hour conversation. And why was that? Because I could see within that person that they had things that they needed to teach me and that I could teach them. And it wasn't about the repair. It was on a soul level. And that's the conversation that we had. And it turned into a important conversation where we both walked away more empowered than we were 3 hours before, because we both learned a lesson that we needed from each other that would be invaluable for ourselves, for our children, for our futures perhaps. And when we are intimately involved with our lives and with whoever comes into it, the dance becomes a flow that is our normal. That's a normal day for me. And when people come in and see these kinds of interactions, some people might say, well, that just wasted a hell of a lot of time. You just spent 3 hours with a stranger, you just needed a quote. To me, that's a valuable life lesson that I'll never forget, that interaction with that person. That person changed my life in an incremental way because of the connection that we gained. And we can do this at work. We can do this at a 7-Eleven. We can do this at a hair salon. And so that's passing it on today with how we choose to create what we want. Do we want to stay in our own heads up here? Or do we want to be fully aware of every person around us and everything around us? Appreciate the gift that we're given every single day, which is this planet. That's all for now. And I will explain more about those experiences tomorrow.